I'm Lieutenant Reedy, the chaplain of NMCB25. In the past few weeks, I've gotten several calls from various CBs about kind of wanting to talk about alcohol. And I'd like to point out three things about these phone calls that I've received. One is that this is great news because people know their resources. People know that I'm available to them and can reach out in case they want to talk about pretty much anything. I'm available to you for 24/7 confidential conversations about anything you want to talk about, be it stress or family issues, be it work issues, economic troubles, thoughts of suicide, or any religious topic or anything else you'd like to talk about. I'm available. And so, like, for instance, in the past week, I've been talking to some sailors about apps to help them sleep. I've talked about family dynamics. And so, and one of the things we can also talk about is just the use of alcohol. Everyone should have my cell phone number in their phone. So not because just you might need it, because somebody else might want it and ask you, do you know how to get a hold of Chaps? And your answer will be, yes, I've got it in my phone. I'll send it to you right now. So one thing that's been pointed out to me is that one of my posters that's out there circulating, it's my fault, has the wrong phone number on it. So check in your phone right now and make sure you have the right phone number. It's 424-356-9966. On one poster, this 5 was a 4. So make sure you have 424-356-9966, okay? Now, 2 is that one of the phrases that I really don't like that we hear a lot of right now is that we live in unprecedented times. I hate that phrase because it's not really true. Our current struggles, a lot of them, the pandemic that we're in, racial tensions, prejudice based on things like skin color, sex, sexual orientation, or employment of any kind. These kinds of prejudices have been with us for a long time. The political tensions that we're experiencing now and extreme rhetoric that are accompanying it, also not new. None of these things are new. In fact, what's important is that we see that they are with precedent and we can learn from the past. That's a much healthier way of seeing these things than pretending that we have nothing to go on. For instance, in the pandemic of the Spanish flu of 1918. Think about that time. Talk about precedent, right? So they had just finished World War I, and right in the immediate aftermath, there was this major pandemic. So people were very anxious. They were very worried. There was a lot of fear and problems that came from the war and from the pandemic. If you look with a discerning eye, you can see certain things that are also true. During the pandemic of 1918, liquor sales tripled and the consumption of alcohol tripled. Now, there were several reasons for that. One is they thought that it was medicinal and such. However, that increased consumption is one of the things that contributed, historically speaking, to the conviction that alcohol was a problem for society. And that contributed to the groundswell of the Prohibition movement. In fact, a year later, in 1919, Prohibition was passed in the 18th Amendment, leading to alcohol actually being banned in the United States in 1920. So in the last pandemic that we had, we saw this large increase of alcohol consumption and then kind of a realization that it can be harmful. So we can learn from that and realize that with a precedent, that we can learn from the mistakes of our forefathers and mothers. And I believe that alcohol can have a healthy place in our social life. That's my belief. But it's not a healthy way to self-medicate. It's not a healthy way of dealing with stress or anxiety. In a long-term solution, it becomes actually very problematic. And not only with the problems, the kind of effects that alcohol normally has, but also additionally, there's the fact that the overuse of alcohol causes an inflammatory response, which makes COVID actually more deadly. So this brings us to the third point. As we enter this holiday season, it's going to be unusual for us because of the additional complexities of COVID. The holidays are always marked by joy for some, but sadness for others because of loss or because of distance. And so we have a desire to relax and to be kind of a break from everyday life, but we also have to navigate the tensions that come from spending more time with our friends and family. And so what I would ask is that each one of us spend some time and look exactly at how we're going to use alcoholic beverages and how they'll play a healthy role in all of these dynamics. I would like for you to make some deliberate decisions about how you want to celebrate the holidays. I want you to Feel free to talk to your fellow CBs about the role of alcohol in your life. Some people have talked to me about how right now they're not really able to go to sleep without having a drink or two. So how do you navigate back out of that? You can talk to your friends, your family, other CBs, your chain of command. You can talk to me or healthcare professionals, but there are ways of addressing our alcohol use. We have lots of resources at hand, and making good use of those, smart use of those, will help us not only through the holidays, but through the pandemic in general. One of the things that I'm going to suggest that will come after this video is ownyourlimits.org. It's a website that was launched by the DoD, and I really like it. I think it has really good up-to-date resources. It's a site that I use a lot with my private counseling as well as in other Navy venues. And so I'd like for you to take a look at it, look at this resource, especially if alcohol has been on your mind lately. Make use of the resources that you find there. And immediately following this video, there will be another video that introduces the Own Your Limits initiative. And I hope that everyone is able to take a look at that, make a use of it. And I hope that everyone is able to be creative in how they celebrate over the holiday season, this particular holiday season of COVID 2020, and that everyone has a joyful Christmas and a Happy New Year.